All right, looks like we're streaming here. Give it a second and let some people hop on. I want to give you a quick update on the weather situation that we've got going on into the upcoming weekend, which I'm sure you've heard about. And potential for heavy snow, ice, possibility of a very dangerous situation actually by the end of the weekend due to the heavy snow that we could see. And road conditions could easily deteriorate pretty rapidly, especially by Saturday night into Sunday. So it is Thursday morning, and we are still, in the get ready phase as far as this is concerned. We've still got a couple of days before this gets in here. I've got this queued up to show you. Well, it's going to be early Sunday morning, mid Sunday morning. Just to kind of give you an idea of the way the precipitation types are likely going to be stacked. Okay, I know I'm on. Whitney just said good morning, so we've got some people that are logging on here. The bulk of what we're going to see likely in the bluegrass is going to be snow, but we will also see a transition over to some mixed precipitation. Now that would be some ice, potential for some freezing rain and sleet, especially across southern counties. So that is going to be a big time concern as well. And yeah, hazardous travel conditions. Oh, Myra says happy birthday. Yeah, I'm to the age where I got to start wearing the cheaters as well. I don't wear them on the air, but to be able to see what I'm doing back here in the Weather Center, got to keep these on my head. Yeah, we've got a mess coming our way this weekend. So let's kind of get into it and talk about what's coming. This is the European ensemble. It's model output, computer model output. This isn't our forecast, but it shows different thresholds as far as how much snow we could pick up. So this, if you look at the banner up at the top, this is snow of an inch or more, over an inch. And we're pretty much maxed out on that where you see that at 100%. So let's bump it up to 3 inches. And you'll be able to see that we've got significantly more snowfall coming as far as the over 3-inch threshold. We easily cross that, bluegrass, northern Kentucky counties. If we bump it up to 6 inches, check this out. Still registering and still coming in hot as far as a half a foot of snow. And a lot of that, of course, is right there through the bluegrass. But notice with each of these graphics, the numbers, especially across our southeastern counties, do start to drop. So you're down to 40, 20%. That is due to the potential for ice. And anytime you've got sleet or freezing rain, that is going to dramatically reduce the potential for snow. It just eats up any of your possible snowfall totals there because you're getting it in form of an ice pellet or a raindrop that freezes. And of course that comes with its own potential hazards there, just the icy conditions that you'll have on the road. So let's take it all the way up to a full foot. Look at that. Still registering. We got a 50% shot in the bluegrass at a foot of snow. Now this is according to one run of one computer model's output, the European. But it's been pretty consistent over the week, pasting us with some heavy snow. And of course that cuts off at a foot. Now if you look, 72 hours out is where the National Weather Service usually starts to put out their snowfall forecast. So you can see it spreading in from Wichita and getting pretty hefty out across parts of Virginia, West Virginia. But if we zoom in and take you right through the heart of the bluegrass here, they're already dropping 10-inch totals in spots. These are forecast values from the National Weather Service. And this goes through Sunday morning. So this isn't even the entirety of the storm. It's a 72-hour period. Then this snow could continue into Sunday before finally winding down Sunday evening. So this could be not only a significant storm, this could be a storm for the record books if we're talking, over a foot of snow or more. There are kind of parallels here with the setup to the 94 storm that we had. That one was also known for just absolutely brutal cold that we'll talk about. We're going to have our own cold coming up, and it won't rival that. But as far as the snowfall numbers went, there were some spots that ran from around Shelbyville up through Cynthiana that came close to a couple of feet of snow. Not saying that's what's going to happen here, but we're going to have some pretty efficient snow production here with that Arctic air in place and all that overrunning moisture. And this shows the overall storm impact. Now remember, this is day 3. This is just Saturday, and we're already showing minor to moderate impacts just getting started, and I would not be surprised to see major impacts by the time we got to Sunday, which means travel could become extremely hazardous, if not impossible in spots, especially if you are traveling south. So keep that in mind. This shows the potential for ice. We've been showing this much of the week as well. This could be a significant and absolutely devastating ice storm for folks just to our south. Now, we're showing, around an inch as you get down from Shreveport up through Memphis. And then as we take you east into the mountains, even North Georgia, Atlanta was getting pegged earlier, but there's been this northern trend in the data. So the ice accumulation is pushing a little farther north, but in the mountains, some of the areas down around that got impacted by Hurricane Helene are now going to be dealing with upwards of maybe 3/4 to, an inch of ice. So that's a concern. And if you even remember back to some of our bigger ice storms here, the ice impact, when you're talking 3/4 to an inch of ice accumulation, widespread tree damage, power outages could last days. So that's why I'm saying any kind of travel, especially south and southeast of here, is just going to be fraught with peril by the end of the weekend. So you want to definitely watch out for that. This shows our departure from normal. I just want to show you the massive Arctic air that is going to be rolling in. Now, this is what sets the stage for the eventual winter storm that's going to blow in. But you can see that incredibly cold air just overwhelming the area over the weekend, and then a lobe of it continuing and then just barreling down on us into Tuesday, which means this wicked cold air is going to hang in with us early next week. So everything that comes down over the weekend is going to hang in there as well. And temperatures are just going to drop off a cliff. I mean, we're going to be down around the upper teens for highs Saturday, low 20s Sunday. This is in the midst of all the snow and, of course, the ice down south. Cat says, boo, make this weather stop. I wish I had that power, Cat, but I do not. But overnight lows are where it gets really interesting, and not in a good way. Not only single-digit lows, but the potential for sub-zero lows. So we could have a couple of mornings next week, Monday and Tuesday, where we've got lows down below zero. Monday's record low in Lexington is 7 below. That was set back in 1940. Our forecast low is 4 degrees below zero. And if you remember, I was talking about how the storm has some slight parallels to 94, not with the cold. If you remember back to then, that was our all-time record cold. Not only did Shelbyville get hammered with a couple of feet of snow, 1.5 feet, 37 below. Lexington got down to 21 below, so it was even more brutal Arctic air. We're not going to be quite to that level, but still, if you've got livestock, you've got any kind of outdoor animals, this is going to be some dangerous cold late in the weekend. If you've got any shut-ins, elderly relatives, check in on them. But again, this is the time to get prepared. We've got a major winter storm this weekend. The main impact is obviously going to be the potential for heavy snow and as well that possibility of that icing. I think especially down toward the Tennessee border, some of our far southern counties, say, get down around Somerset, Monticello. Some of those areas will have to watch out for sleet and freezing rain. It's just going to be a really nasty setup by the end of the weekend. And then you've got, of course, the Arctic deep freeze that's going to keep it around into early next week. So as we always say, stay weather aware, but now with these couple of days still in our pocket to get ready before this hits, get prepared as well. Of course, we'll keep updating you as we get closer to the storm. And for now, that's what I got.